These are just some of the questions that I asked my friends and family when I sat down with them and spoke to them about their careers and whether they agreed with the fact that it is never too late to change your career.
Okay, I am Michelle Winter. Most people call me Shelley.
I'm Hannah Walters and I'm a student.
Hi, my name's Ian Winter. I work for Howden's Joinery.
Yeah.
I've worked for them for over 13 years.
Hello, my name is Heidi Cook-Abbott and I'm a student at Bedford College.
Marjorie and I'm a shift manager at McDonald's.
So my name is Dharma Winter and I am a university media student studying media studies. I am a part-time worker at McDonald's and I have worked there for the last 4 years, coming up in July. And I started there right after I finished my GCSEs, so right after I finished school.
My name's Mick Arnold. I finished up as an IT security specialist a couple of years ago. Took a couple of years off, and in that time I've also become, I suppose, a part-time author.
I am a member of the Child and Adolescent Mental Health, Eating Disorder, Home Intensive Therapy team in Bedford, Luton and Milton Keynes.
You're part of the hit squad.
Part of the hit squad, yeah.
That's a really cool name.
It's a lot easier than saying the whole title, yes.
I'm on my second year of a degree studying media.
I'm an IT professional. I've been doing this since I was 16.
I am studying media production at a foundation degree level.
How long have you had this job?
Oh God, 6, 7 years maybe?
Okay. Was this your first job? If not, what was your previous job?
Yeah, it was my first job straight out of school, straight out of GCSEs.
Did you always know you wanted to do this career-wise, or did it take you a while to find it? Or did you ever envision yourself?
No, never.
No.
Never, ever in my wildest dreams did I even consider going into nursing when I was at school. I actually trained to be a graphic designer.
Very different.
And then I went into customer services, and then I was a stay-home mum. And it was just completely by accident when I had to go back out to work. I was looking for a customer service position and I accidentally fell into the clinical support worker role on the children's ward, and that's where I've been ever since.
Would you change anything you've done?
No.
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 It's definitely not something I want to do forever. As soon as I've finished my degree, hopefully in a year's time, I think I will try and leave, but I might stay there for a bit and do some freelance work while trying to figure out what I want to do, because at this moment in time I'm still very undecided what I want to do, whether I want to go into media completely or whether I want to do it as a hobby or what. So I think I might just use McDonald's as like a buffer until I know what I want to do. So would you say it's definitely always been something you wanted to do, you've not really thought of anything else?
I've never had any interest in doing anything else. I haven't even thought about doing anything else. I knew when I left school that I was going to be a hairdresser.
Because you went into college and trained at college, didn't you?
Yeah.
How did you do that? Like, was it like an apprenticeship or?
Yeah, so when I was 16 after my GCSEs, I left school at 16 and I went straight and got an apprenticeship. So I went to college 1 day a week and worked in a salon in Oakley the other 4 days a week.
Do you think there is enough help out there for people when it comes to finding the right career, specifically the younger generation?
No, really. I struggle with the kids that are being pushed in school to do well, to do this, to do that.
Yeah.
Think about the career that you want to do.
Oh yeah, very much.
Nobody knows what career they actually want to do at the
No.
age of 15, 16 years old.
I'd probably say no, because as much as you do have, like when I was at school, they brought in people from the college to talk to you about different career options. None of them are careers. I'm probably going to slate my own career. None of them are careers that are like below. So they all go in, join the police, join the NHS.
Yeah, it's all the
in
same
high
sort of
respected
thing.
jobs.
Yeah.
None of them come in as hairdressers or as plumbers or as dancers or so. I would say no, because I never had a talk with anyone that did hair. It's all jobs that are considered a high respected job. So I would say no.
Yeah.
Obviously, I know they're very picky with what careers they want people to go down at school.
I would definitely agree with the fact that schools put a lot of pressure on kids when it comes to getting grades, more than focusing on careers. I only came out of school a few years ago myself, and it was a very stressful time for exams, and it was very much get the grades now and you'll be set for life, and not, it doesn't matter if you don't get grades because there's still things that you can go into. There's hundreds of different jobs, and I think when it comes to finding careers, there is not enough support out there for young people, and when you do get given support, it's all for the standard jobs, or like the typical jobs where it's like become a doctor, become a police officer. It's never be a hairdresser or go into the media, like all the interesting ones that people don't always realise are out there or think that they could go into. I think is very much, it's just not supported enough, and I think that is something that definitely needs to change.
At the end of the day, I never saw, when they had careers advisors and stuff come in, no one had any information about going into the media. It was all teachers or public health workers.
Like the standard jobs.
Yeah. Or office work. Just basic, boring work that not everyone's going to want to do.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the better grades the school gets, the better reputation the school gets. And, yeah.
Okay.
That's a difficult question to answer because I can only go on when I grow up, really.
Yeah.
So I can only say that at the time that I grew up, and I expect that most people from my age would agree, that it was expected that you would go into an office. Worst advice you can ever give anybody. And yes, there are some people that just want to go in an office and love it.
See, when I left, there was a careers office.
Yeah.
There were people that you went to help you get into a career.
Yeah.
That's effectively disappeared unless you're unemployed.
I personally felt when I was at school there was nowhere near enough support in regards to careers and what happens after GCSE specifically. I felt kind of pushed to either do A-level or apprenticeship, and if you didn't do either of those things, you didn't get to uni. I felt like that was the mindset, which is such a shame because there are so many other avenues to go down and you can still get to where you want to be, and those steps might not be obvious in regards to schooling, but that support should be there straight away, and it shouldn't just be pressure. The amount of pressure that's there and the amount of support aren't equal, which I think really needs to change.
Do you think that, or do you agree with that it's never too late for anyone to change their career? I mean, you're a prime example.
It's never too late.
Yeah.
No, there are some people that go to their grave never knowing what career they actually wanted to do. They've had so many jobs throughout their lives, they just go from one to the next, doing what they actually want to do.
Yeah.
It's very, very rare somebody will find something and stick to it for the rest of their lives.
Okay. I 100% agree with the fact that it is never too late to change your career. I know so many people that have had multiple careers that have changed their careers, but I also know people that have trained to do the job they're in and stayed in it. This is what my whole documentary was about. Like speaking to my friends and family, I have people that stumbled across the job and fell in love with it. I have friends and family that are in jobs that they don't like, but they're in it because it's money at the end of the day. And I have friends that aren't like employed, they don't have jobs, but they're okay with that. So I definitely and like really strongly agree with the fact that it is never too late to change your career. And finally, if you could give one bit of advice to your past self or the younger generation regarding careers, what would you say and why?
Well, I'm going to talk directly to the camera for this because I'm going to do the younger generation rather than my older self, because my younger self would be happy with where I've gone. But yeah, for the younger generation, it is don't pressure yourself. You have so much more time than you think you do. Schools will hammer it in that you need to know what you want to do. You need to know where you want to go. When you don't, just try and explore things, try new things, like go into something that you probably would never have thought of, because like I said, there is so much time that you have and there is so much more that you can do, whereas schools just hammer it in that you need to know, you've got to get the good grades, but you don't. Just focus on yourself, and eventually you will find a career path that is right for you. And don't be afraid if you go into one and it doesn't work. It's all part of life.
Don't hold back. Don't listen to what other people are saying. Just do you.
To a younger generation, I would say stop worrying about what everyone else is doing around you and what you think you should be doing. Look at what you want to do, and if you don't know what that looks like, just keep making steps forward in whatever situation you're in. If that's finishing upper school, if that's finishing middle school, if that's finishing your college course, just try and make those steps to get to the finish line of where you currently are. You don't have to have all the answers right now, even though that's kind of probably what you think at this moment. And I would say all those things to my younger self as well, I guess.
Find something you love and don't worry about the money. The money part, if you love it, will come, but as long as you've got enough to live and have the odd little treat, that's all that matters at the end of the day.
My advice to any of the kids that I see that are struggling with their exams is to just not worry about them.
No.
You can do as much as you can. You can do as well as you can. That is it.
Yeah.
There is ample opportunity throughout life to go back to school and get more qualifications when you know a little bit more about what you actually want to do, and you can learning about what you actually want to do is actually a lot more fun.
Yeah.
And you're more liable to do it.
You know, one thing I always say is don't be scared to raise things at a job interview. If you've got experience, it's not, you don't think may be relevant, it may be.
Yeah.
Get a conversation going. Best thing ever. All the best jobs I've ever had are conversations during my job interviews.
I would say don't question what you want to do, because I was questioned a lot on what I wanted to do. My teacher said to me a lot, you're too good to be a hairdresser, because I was very sporty at school, so I was being pushed down the go to uni and do sports science, become a teacher career, and I spent a lot of time doubting whether I should be a hairdresser, and I spent a lot of time going, I'm going to go to uni, I'm going to go to uni, but uni was never my thing. I'm not an academic person, I never have been, and I spent probably the first sort of year doing hairdressing, still questioning whether I should do it, even though it's always what I wanted to do. I didn't know if I was going to make everybody else pleased with what I was doing, because everybody else was like school-wise was pushing me down another career path because I was too good to be a hairdresser. I'm smarter than that, I'm better than that, that's what they told me. So I would definitely say to ignore people.
Well, if I could give myself one bit of advice, or a bit of advice to the young generation, I think I would say never let anyone tell you what you want to do, because at the end of the day, your life is yours. Don't let anyone tell you what to do, what not to do, how to live your life, because it is your life. And always believe in the impossible. And just because you have doubts doesn't mean it won't work out. And if you want to do something, do it, no matter what anyone else says.